Godzilla, King of the Monsters. That sounds pretty cool. Includes original uncut 1964 Japanese version plus the 1966. What the fuck? Hey guys, Joey here, and today I'm not going to be doing a figure review, but actually a figure comparison between the NECA Bandai Movie Monster series and Bandai Creations' first release of Godzilla 1954. I kind of just wanted to do this kind of thing because I've watched Outside the Box reviews, and he does Figure Wars, and it was always something that kind of really piqued my interest, and I thought it was kind of cool, so why not give it a try? See, all figures actually look pretty good, but they contrast greatly. The first one I think we're going to look at is going to be Bandai Creations. They're all done, basically they're all done, it's just gray for both of them, except for this one. This one is the only one that has color, because both of these are basically black and white, or gray and white, or gray on gray, whatever you want to call it. But this figure actually has red in the mouth, and that's about it. But it's some color, so you know. I'm not sure if Bandai Creations did this intentionally or not, but in my opinion at least, this figure is heavily stylized. Well, I wouldn't say heavily, but you can definitely tell it's stylized, and I really like it. I'm kind of picky when it comes to stylized things, but this figure, it looks really good. It's jagged, and the spines kind of remind me of Godzilla spines in Godzilla Raids Again. Just these jagged looking crazy kind of spines, and I really like that on this figure. And also, instead of just curling the tail in this weird position like the Millennium Godzilla and their 68 Godzilla, the tail in this actually, it's pleasing, at least in my eye. It kind of curls up. It looks like how the tail would be normally, like if Godzilla was just kind of walking around. His tail's usually flopping up, especially in the film. He's basically one stance, but you can get some movement out of him. Arms, legs move, tail moves. So yeah, going by film accuracy, I'd give this figure like, I don't know, maybe 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, because like I said, in my opinion, I think it's stylized. But overall, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Now we can move on to the Bandai Movie Monster series, which is probably one of their most common figures in history. It's really it's had so many reissues, so many variants. If 90% of Godzilla collectors out there have this figure, I mean, I know people who don't, but a lot of people do. And this one is just basically all gray, different shades of gray. That's what I call it. People say it's based off black and white, but I say it's based off gray on gray. This one is more suit accurate than this one. I think the paint job's a little better, even though I do like these spines a lot more. The just bone white kind of color. These are just more darkish gray. They kind of blend together with the whole body, and it's kind of a major turnoff for me. This figure actually has a lot of wear. Like right here, there's scuffs on the feet and stuff. Because I've had this for most of my collecting life, actually. If you go by the film, this is really, not really film accurate, but it's film accurate. Arms did look like that, head looks like that. There's not much you can really say about these figures. They look like 54 Godzilla. They're really simple, because it was a simple time, and it was the 50s. Overall, pretty good. The tail on this figure, it's just a standard kind of curve, which you see with a lot of Godzilla figures. If it's not curved like this, then it's gone crazy somewhere. But it's nice and long. Well, not too long, but long for the film. Like, yeah. I like this figure. It's not too bad either. All these figures aren't too bad, really. This one in my I just think it's kind of bland in my collection. Both of these, the Bandai Creations and this figure, have highlights, like right here, just not really, it just seems kind of, I don't know how to put it, cheap in a way. I mean, just took a spray gun, done. He's got some white marks on his knees, ooh. Go up here. They both have, I think Bandai Creations sort of took reference to this figure, because there's also got a splotch of white up there, same with the Bandai Creations figure. And basically that's probably the only highlights you could see, except maybe on the spine, just a little darker gray in there. But overall, not bad. Not bad. Almost like a step up, but honestly, I prefer this guy. Now we can move on probably to what most people consider the better figure, when in some aspects it is, and then in some aspects, in my opinion, it's not better. The NECA G54. This figure is film accurate as well, for the most part. A lot of people really like it, and my favorite part about this figure, aside from it being the first super articulated Godzilla 54, is the head. Let's see if we can get that camera to focus. That's the best I'm gonna get it. Sorry guys, my camera, it's picky when it comes to focusing on things. Sometimes it'll focus really good, and sometimes it just doesn't even want to at all. But like I was saying, the head sculpt on this guy is my favorite part. It's done really well, and overall, I think it's one of the selling points for this figure. It's just really, really good looking. It really reminds me of the 54 suit. This figure is articulated at basically elbows, shoulders, hands, fingers, knees, feet, tail, neck, and head, and the jaw. And back there, sorry, I forgot to mention, he's basically just legs and arms. Let's see, look, there we go, I think it's focusing now. But, this figure is also black and white, or gray on gray, or whatever you want to call it. And, the only things that I really dislike about this figure are the short tail, because the tail, in my opinion, is really stubby. And some people argue me on this, but I think the claws, I mean, yes, they're nice, but I don't think they're suit accurate. I think they're way too big. I prefer the claws on or toenails on the Movie Monster series, Godzilla, better. These just seem really, they're just large, and where they're just a flat color of gray instead of highlights, it kind of stands out to me. It's just, detailing on this figure is basically like the other two. All three have just this kind of tree bark like skin, you know, basic for Godzilla. And yeah, the spines on this one though are I can't decide on if they're better or worse. I like the mold for them a lot, but I need to stop saying but the gray, where they just kind of make contact, there's no real spray or anything, or like fading. It's just light gray straight to dark gray. There's no real depth to it, and that's the only thing I kind of dislike about this figure. But I'm not saying the spines are bad. They do look good, but that's just kind of personal issue. Other than that, this figure is really great. So yeah, put him back here. Overall, I think all three figures represent the film really good. This one's more of a stylized approach. This one was just kind of a figure, I guess. It's in my eyes, it's bland. And this one, it's good for being this first super articulated Godzilla 54. It's good, almost perfect, almost. Basically, like I said, the paint jobs are the same. This one's got some color, but other than that, just the shades of gray are different. Like dark gray, lighter gray, than the same shade of gray, basically. I'm definitely gonna, well, my favorite of the three, I'm gonna go with this one. But if you go by stylization, I'd prefer this one. It looks cool to me. I like it. It looks good on the shelf. It doesn't look stupid like the 68 Godzilla or anything. It's pretty much in scale. and overall isn't too bad. Like the paint on the teeth's nice. It's not real sloppy like some of the other Bandai Creations figures are, and it's just appealing to me. I'll just rate these figures real quick. I'll give this one. These are gonna be out of 10. I'll give this one 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching this video. Probably next video is gonna be a review, because I haven't made a review in forever. It's just been like trailer, G-Fest, then comparison video. If you guys like this sort of thing, request more comparison videos. And if I have the figures, I will certainly compare them. One that I'm kind of wanting to do, because everyone talks about these figures, is the Bandai King Caesar and the Bandai Creations King Caesar, because they contrast greatly. And some people argue Bandai's better, some people argue Bandai Creations better, but there's no real answer to that. It's your opinion. I don't know why people have to get mad over each other's opinions. Just if it's their opinion, respect it. That's what I say. Thanks for watching, and Super Goji out.